the day, we come from a different place. And now some of us promoters, you know, some of us business people. But at the end of the day, man, when it go down, we family.
Now, was there a count when you started Steppin?
No, we never heard of it. And let me tell you where I got the count from when I went to Maryland. I didn't even never seen a count in Chicago. But when I went to Maryland, Maryland is hand dance country. And they are ferocious with class. I know a guy out there got 250 classes, graduating classes in the hand dance circuit. So when I moved to Maryland, and I show them what I do, they actually taught me it was 6 counts in the dance, because they said 6 counts in all swing dance, you know. And so, and they showed it to me. And then that's why you talk to original steppers, you get the top 10 original steppers on this wall to ask them to count, name one of them know. You're going to get 10 different numbers.
So you're telling me the 6 count actually came from hand dance?
No, the 6 count comes from swing dance, the 6 count. No, they just told me to do the move.
Okay, so it came from swing.
What? Swing, Lindy Hop. Go back and look at Lindy Hop, West Coast Shag, hand dancing, swing dancing, all of that. I did a demonstration. You know Frankie Manning. Mm-hmm. Frankie Manning told me Steppin was sick, and Frankie Manning is the king. And if you mention Frankie Manning in this room, you wouldn't find 5 people to raise their hand that know him.
And the instructor you were talking about, Lawrence Bradford, right?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Brad is real tight, you know, smooth and easy. I taught him in the bathroom how to step. And Brad had never asked nobody to teach him nothing. I was doing a demonstration in D.C., and Brad pulled me in the bathroom and said, man, just show me the basics of it. Mm-hmm. You know, so all of them, you know, I know all of these cats in the dance world, but the most exciting person I ever met was Frankie Manning. You know, and I'm talking about a living, he's dead now, but a legend. All them movies, Malcolm X and all them movies back then in the day, man, Frankie Manning choreographed all that. Frankie Manning told me, Steppin is 6 count. So I can't argue with that, because that's what he does. You know, so, and that's why I try to share with these people that they don't understand the process, because they had to come up with a mechanism to teach the dance, and that's just the mechanism they came up with. Okay. And I don't get it. I don't get into that part.
That's part of why we're doing this, so people will learn. Okay? Nobody's told anybody where the 6 count really came from.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Because they don't know.
Everybody's tied up into an 8 count.
Absolutely.
And you just told me Steppin doesn't really have a count in the first place.
Yeah, but it's a rhythm.
But if you're going to attach a count to it, you got to look at the history.
You got to go back and look at the history of all.
And the history goes back to swing.
Goes back everything, because it's a swing family. So when I did my demonstration in New York with the greatest swing dancers on the planet, they shared with me what it was. And they say the difference, and the reason why Steppin is so powerful, because it was a secret society. Man, that Steppin was bigger than Michael Jordan, Oprah, man. If you king Steppin in Chicago, man, you can go anywhere you want to go. So when you got lower level people, urban people, and once we hold on to something, basketball players in Dunbar, the greatest basketball players in Dunbar was great steppers. So that was our culture, and that's what they failed to share with the new school, you know, because, and I know things evolve, but you still got to go back to the root. You always got to give them direction and let them know where they're going, you know. And I think that's part of our fault, because as we gravitated into our adulthood, Steppin just wasn't important to us no more. So, you know, the Tick Mans and the Dre's and, you know, them cats didn't really have an outlet. You know, Pete know the game, you know, but he was off doing his own thing. He promoting, and you know what I'm saying? And sometimes you get caught up in, you know, what's going on, and then when you start putting money in the game, see, when I was dancing and I did a cold move, somebody say, man, show me that move. I just show them the move. And I'm getting back to trying to make this 8 in this dice game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was no money connected to it. But when you anything that you connect money to, you're going to get a different outcome every time.
Okay. Any message you want to leave for the Steppin community today?
Yeah, I mean, my thing is that as I travel all over the country, man, I love it. And the most important thing is this. You got history out here. You know what I'm saying? You got the Charnices, and you got the Lady Margarets, you got the Annettes, but then you got the Demeters, you got the Johnices, you got the Darlin. So just always reach, like right now, I talk to Slim every day. Bumpy Play Slim probably is the greatest that ever done it. And I talk to him every single day because he shares with me, I gotta go to the top. You know, just like when Ari gave me the Lifetime Achievement Award, I said, man, you kids, there's people you gotta take care of before me, man. I can't even accept this award with great dignity. And knowing I got a cat that I talk on the phone with every day, that's the greatest that ever done it. And the thing about it is this. If you look at Soul Train, they just had their 30th year anniversary. He was the one that won the contest that took Soul Train from Chicago to LA. Never got credit for it. So that kind of history, man, you can't just bury that, Marky B. You go back and look at baseball every time even when Babe Ruth didn't even have a racket no more, they still flashed him before they flashed Hank Aaron. You understand what I'm saying? Because you can't bury history.
That's why we're doing what we're doing right now.
You know, and so I equate this whole thing with athletics. You know, it's the same game. You understand? Everything has rules. And what they did in this game, they took the rules out. You know, and once you take the rules out of something, then anything goes. And so what I'm here for in Steppin is just trying to put the rules back in the game so the Tick Man and the Dre's and the Little Drews and all of these cats can now get the real benefit. Because Steppin has been a great benefit for me. I got a nice a sports apparel company. I sold my first jacket in the Steppin community to Sam Chapman. He would give my jacket away every week at the dungeon. So I owe this to Steppin. You know, I owe my allegiance to Steppin, and I just want them cats, man. I don't want to come in the party and shake 1,000 hands and hug 1,000 people. I just want to come and watch Tick Man and Dre and Lil Drew and all these cats witness and enjoy the same kind of enthusiasm that I enjoy for Steppin. I just want to come watch them, man. You know, and that's what I want to do.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And one more thing before we go.
Yes.
Give props to the contest that's coming up.
Oh yeah,
in October.
Well, you know, the Chicago largest, you know, and I'm sitting here at the world largest, and you know, and I actually was part of the first, 2 or 3 world large competition, and I actually won the first pre-annual world largest, and you'll never see that on the book, but I came in first, Lil Alpha came in second, and Pete Frazier came in third. They was holding it down at the hill, and I never competed against but once. But the world largest is a great thing that Pete is doing here, you know, to continue the process. But we created, you know, myself, Kim Boyd, Luther, Carlene, Demeter, and Ned, the whole, you know, we created Chicago Largest, which is October the 15th every year, that gives, that award is dedicated to Lil Mike and Lil Alfred. That's 2 of the greatest that ever did it. And the reason why we picked Lil Mike, because he was dominant on the south side, Lil Alfred was dominant on the west side, and we just think this award, that we never put this in place to be in competition with nobody. This was just for us to give the original Steppers an opportunity 1 year to come out once a year and enjoy themselves in the atmosphere that they understand, because, you know, the new student has kind of took Steppin to another level and they just can't find their place in it. So we honor them with that night, October the 15th every year. This is our 4th year. We'll be at the Matson Convention Center this year, and we hope you come and to see some of the people that I just named that you probably never got an opportunity to see. And I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to share.
Well, thank you.